But first, tonight, the Democratic Party, they are on life support. They have really no leader, one that could win anyway, no direction, no ideas of the future, and instead of trying to fix the self-inflicted damage they have caused, they are doubling down on dumb, dumber, and stupid and policies and antics that landed them right where they are in the first place. Just take a look at this insane equity grading proposal in San Francisco. I don't know why I'm laughing. I should be crying because it's so wrong. We spend more per capita per student than any industrialized country with the worst results. I should cry. But anyway, now it was ultimately scrapped after facing widespread backlash. But listen to what the proposal was that they initially put in place. It was set to be tested by 70 teachers across 14 schools. Homework, weekly tests, late assignments, tardiness, and absences from class would no longer impact a student's grade. It would instead be based on a final exam, which you could retake and retake and retake multiple times. And as if that couldn't get any more ridiculous, it would allow students who score an 80 or above, you get an A. When I was in school, an 80 was like a low C. Anyway, and students who scored as low as 21% out of 100, they would get a passing D grade. If you got 40 out of 100, you'd get a C. And not to be outdone, Hawaii Governor Josh Green has now signed into law a new climate tax on tourists. By the way, I'm glad to have already been to Hawaii. No need to go back and pay it. Now, this is all in an effort to raise money to fund climate change mitigation. The new law will raise the tourist taxes on hotels in Hawaii to an astounding 11%. Likely destroying the state's tourism industry, all in the name of this phony climate change agenda, which is a new low even for Democrats. And here's what he said after signing this idiotic bill. Take a look.
Hawaii is leading. Hawaii is doing what other states and other nations are going to have to do. Because as the climate crisis continues to roll through our planet, and you see it happening, we saw it in LA not long ago, and they're facing somewhere between $50 and $100 billion of damage. There will be no way to deal with these crises without some forward-thinking mechanism. I hope that the world is watching, because having something that is a balance between industry and environment is going to be the way to go forward to protect your people.
Now, meanwhile, Radical Squad member AOC is now fundraising on abolishing ICE as President Trump continues to clean up the mess that Joe Biden, Kamala Harris, and Alejandro Mayorkas left at the border. In an email to supporters, she said, quote, "I believe that ICE, an agency that was only formed in 2003 during the Patriot Act era, is a rogue agency that should not exist." Oh, let's see. Allow the known terrorists, murderers, rapists, other violent criminals, cartel members, gang members, let them stay? Is that the answer? And, of course, no Democratic playbook is complete without comparing Donald Trump to Hitler and Republicans to Nazis. It worked so well in their closing argument before the 24 election. This time, Chicago Mayor Brandon Johnson, who, by the way, side note, according to recent polling, has an approval rating of less than 7%, even in deep blue Chicago. Listen to what he had to say. Take a look.
You have a great deal of hostility coming from the federal government. You know, the fact that the president of the United States of America is cutting off food supply and medicine to working people and families across this country, that is an act of war. And we're going to need leaders who are prepared and willing to stand up for working people, because this battle has reached our front doors all across America. Governor Pritzker, he described the steps and the actions of this president akin to how Nazi Germany became real.
As the world turns and as Democrats struggle to find their direction, their new leader, Jasmine Crockett, once again back in the headlines after she and Jim Acosta pretending that Trump and Republicans want her arrested. For the record, you can't make it up. And no, Jasmine, we don't want you arrested. We want you to stay on shows like Jim Acosta's and just keep talking and don't stop and be the leader that you are. Take a look.
I'm worried about folks like yourself, Congresswoman, because I have to assume that you know, of course they would like to arrest you and some of the others who are more outspoken in the House. That's just me thinking that.
No, you're absolutely right. It's interesting because my deputy chief, who's quite young, still has his grandmother, who he calls this particular one Nene. And so I was having to go to El Paso, and his grandmother did not know why we were going to El Paso, but she thought we were going to a detention facility. That I don't know about Jasmine going, because you know they want to lock her up, and they probably gonna grab her and throw her in too. And so, you know, it is sad that people are fearful.
Nobody's going to lock up Jasmine Crockett because she has crazy views. I want her and AOC and the squad and Grandpa Bernie just keep talking away. The Democratic Party, they are on life support. The damage to their brand is now done. It is baked in. It is too big to overcome. They have no direction. They have no leader. And frankly, they have no future. And instead of doing something that is really needed, like, soul searching, they're just doubling down on dumb, dumber, and stupid, zero introspection, zero course correction, and the situation now has become so dire that their friends, even in the liberal state-run legacy media mob, aren't even sure what to say or do. Look at MSDNC's Liberal Joe trying to explain away the Democrats and their recent losses as intellectual laziness and groupthink. Joe, you'd be a part of that, by the way. Just saying. Take a look.
Now we talk about why the left may be adrift and at loss. The other side of that is the intellectual laziness that that occurs every time you open your mouth and they all agree with you.
Yeah.
And you're part of groupthink. So you never have to defend your ideas. So when you go out and run a campaign and you think everybody's going to agree with you, it's just the opposite. You never had to be on your toes before intellectually, and now you do, and you lose elections because of it.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.